Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Beyond the Sewing Room. I'm Diane. I hope you're all doing really well this week. And today I'm going to share a couple of things with you. So one is an idea I have from a magazine that was gifted to me by a friend. Now I have a little pile of magazines that she passed on to me that she no longer wants. And then when I've finished with them, I'll pass them on to charity shops. So I've done that with a few already that I've already looked through. And I'm working my way through them and then just reading the articles and having a look if there's any ideas in there that I'm interested in and then noting them down. And I've done that with one, which I think might be a nice make for the autumn, and I'll show that to you in a moment. The other thing is sort of autumn swap over for clothing. So I know it's really feeling a little bit autumnal here at the moment now. We've got that crispness to the air, even though it's quite sunny. So I'm getting out my summer things that would work well for a crossover for the season, and the rest I will be packing away shortly. Now this that I've got on, I did make for the summer, so you may have seen this before if you watch my channel. I've made this in a cotton lawn, and it's a lined bodice, but the trousers are just one layer, but I can wear them with tights, with boots, and as you can see, I have a t-shirt underneath today. So this particular top that jumpsuit that I'm wearing is this one right here. So I made this for a work project and then I decided to get this fabric and make it for myself. So it's New Look 6616. I really like the shape of it. I'll stand up so you can just see the bottom. So it belts here, it has a zip up the back, and then the trousers just come to the ankle. So I'm feeling like this is one that will work really well because it's comfortable with the t-shirt underneath. As I said, I can then add on tights as we come into winter and boots, and then maybe a cardi over the top. If I want to, I have got a red one that I refashioned last year. So from a sweatshirt, I don't know if any of you remember that, if you watch my videos regularly. So that will go really well with this. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that shortly and sharing a few ideas with you in an upcoming video for what you can do for layering up your clothes that you want to extend the season of. So that's that. And then the other thing is I have a tip for you on extending a pattern if you're making bridesmaid dresses, or if you have upcoming bridesmaid, party, prom dresses, that kind of thing, special event kind of dresses. I know prom won't be till next year now, but we do have party season with Christmas and the New Year coming up. So that's something to think about, and ways to make them into more of a ball gown kind of look. So I'm going to share that in a moment, what I've done with my particular pattern that I'm using for the bridesmaid dresses that I'm making for my son's wedding. And then on that note, I have bought myself a piece of fabric. So I'm going to show you the fabric first of all. Now, I have had in mind two different ideas for what I'm going to wear. So I'm sorting everybody else out first, and mine will probably be a last minute thing. So I had thought I was going to use my brand ambassador fabric this month for the dress. And I think I've sort of moved against that now, and I'm just going to make a dress for me for the autumn winter with that. Because I have such a beautiful dress hanging in the wardrobe that I made. I've only worn it once. It is lovely. It's a formal dress. It won't get worn unless I've got a special occasion such as this, because I feel it is just really smart and it's not kind of a daytime dress. So I'm planning on wearing that. I'm not going to share it right now because I don't want to show the full outfit right now, but I will need a jacket. The wedding is in November and mainly it's going to be outdoors. It's a lovely venue, but they wanted very much a sort of a woodland feel to the wedding. So a lot of it's going to be outside, and we are all advised to wear something that, you know, potentially with a jacket or whatever, because we will be outside. So to go with my dress that I'm planning on wearing, I have bought this fabric. So it's sort of a raspberry colour. So we've got an autumnal colours theme, and my dress is sort of autumnal, but it's got a bit of this sort of deep pink just in it here and there. And I thought this would pick it out rather than it all being dark. I've sorted out my sons and husband. We all went suit shopping the other night. They're all sorted. So yeah, so I just need to sort out something for me now. So I thought this winter coating, but for a short jacket to go with the dress. I have made this pattern before and I thought it would really work really well for pairing with a smart dress, and it's this one right here, look. So as you can see in the diagram, it's very much with that shape looking like a little Chanel jacket or Chanel style jacket, and it's Burda 6465. As I said, I have made it before. I made it in this kind of fabric, but in a sort of powder blue, which is probably too cool for me. This one has got a bit more warmth to it. I feel that's probably not showing very well on camera. And then, of course, I've got the deep greens in my dress and an olive and a lime. So there's a few other colours in the dress. Now, this one has also got nice trim on, so I'm wondering about that, but I think if I go too fussy, I'll probably never wear it again afterwards. So maybe keep it plain. I'm undecided at the moment whether to do buttons and buttonholes. The one that I made for, getting a bit of glare there, aren't we? The one that I made for a work project did have the big silver pop fasteners. So you put 3 on one side and the others on the inside. So if you fasten your jacket, you can't see them. That's what I did on the work project one. So I'm unsure, or do I get some nice buttons, do the little pockets and put some on the pockets as well, in maybe like a bronze antique kind of colour or the gold? I'm not sure. I'm a bit undecided on that. So that's the jacket I'm going for. I'll show you the back cover version. So it's this one here, but without all the trim, I think. So that's my idea for that. I'm going to have to get cracking on that in a few weeks' time, obviously. I'm in the middle of a bridesmaid dress at the moment. Bridal dress is all but finished. It's just final tweaks for fitting, which we're going to leave till the last minute. And then I have another bridesmaid dress to do. So I'm going to show you the idea now for tweaking a pattern, and the only tweak really is the length. So I'm going to show you what I've done on my bottom pattern pieces and how you can just easily make any dress pattern more of an evening length dress style. So here are the pattern pieces for the skirt part of my dress that I'm making. So I'm making a butterick dress, and it's a wrap over style dress, but it's only meant to come to just below the knee, and there are 2 patterns in the packet, one for adults and one for children. So it's a great one if you're doing a wedding and you want adult and children size patterns in there. So here is my piece. Look, the original end of the hem is here. And what I've done, this is Swedish tracing paper, but you can use any tracing paper or baking paper and stick the pieces together if they're not long enough or wide enough. I've placed the pattern piece on top, look, and then I've taken my tape measure. I know the measurements of the first bridesmaid from waist to the back of the heel where she wants the dress. I've placed it at the seam allowance at the top, and then I've got my tape measure the wrong way up there. Placed it on like this and just measured, and then I've done that at key points all the way along because this is a round hem. I've done it starting from the top and working my way around by moving the tape measure, and I've marked a point for the hem and a point for where I want to cut, and I've done that all the way along, and then I've just taped the pattern to it here once I was happy with it. Followed the line down at the side again with a straight edge, so it needs to come out further. Don't just cut straight down so it'll look strange. You're still on an angle, look. You can use any straight edge, even your tape measure again for that, and bring it down to that point where you've measured. And I've done that all the way along on both skirt pieces, and that is now a full ankle length dress. So, and if you want to take this off after, we can just trim it away there at the tape. Or you can just fold it up if you want to keep it like that. So that you can do that with any pattern with the dress, rather than just going ahead and buying extra ball gown styles or bridesmaid dress styles. If you like the bodice of one, but it's just a skirt length that's not long enough for you, try this, and it sort of gives you more options really. So I have some work to do on that. So I've done the bodice. The bodice is like near completion, but I need to put the skirts on now and the fasteners and so on. And hemming, I'm thinking I'm going to perhaps, even though I've got the length, I think I might perhaps wait until little bridesmaid's tried it on first of all, but she's not that little. She's almost the same height as me, but yeah, we've got a child and an adult. So yeah, so I've got a lot to be getting on with at that work, and I'll sort my things out as and when. And then, as I was saying, my friend gave me very kindly this little pile of magazines that she's read, she's finished with. She was ready to pass them on to the charity shop or wherever would take them. She asked if I'd like them first, so I've done that. As I said, I've taken a few down to our local one that I've already worked through. and I took them to the RSPCA and I rang up first. So I would recommend that if you're taking them, because not all shops take magazines, but if you let them know their craft, they will take them then, because obviously that's a specialised thing, not just general women's magazines. They don't tend to take those. So I rang first and I've taken the pile down, and then the ones that I've got left, this one that I was looking through the other day, this one is from December 2017. I've already chosen something. So when I get round to making this one up, I will share it with you. Maybe you have this magazine in your stash, so it's just So. That's what it's called, this one. And if you keep them, December 2017 issue 105, and I've spotted this. And I've made dresses and tops like this before, so I know this is a nice style that I like. So it's the Annette wrap top, and you draft your own pattern for it. So if I share that with you, maybe in a future video, well, you won't even need the magazine, because I will show you what to do, and I will explain these details and measurements there. So as I said, I'm very busy at the moment, so I don't know when I'll get around to that, but I will pop it in at some point. But I think the finished look is rather nice, and a wrap style top is always really handy, and you can wear like t-shirts or camisoles and things under that in the winter, so that would be a good one for layering up. So I think we'll have a go at that together, and I'll work through the other magazines that I have left and see if there's anything else that I think might be nice to make in future to either share with you or do for Christmas projects. Well, that's all from me for today. I hope you're having a good week wherever you are and enjoying your sewing and crafting. I hope to be back soon. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.